Yeah.
Browns, Raiders. If there was ever a game that I think is a wash, I think it's that game. I think
Just horrific quarterback
Raiders.
play. Yeah.
Raiders.
Gardner
I say
Minshew, I think
Raiders.
they're saying he's going to get benched. All of a sudden, it's going to be Aiden Connell, and then Deshaun Watson. He's like a massage away from being benched or
I think that the
being James Winston being there. So I honestly, I don't know. This game is just going to be a walking trap fest.
I think that the Sean Watson experiment in Cleveland, I think, is over.
Yeah, that was
I think
probably the worst.
One of the
deal
worst
that
contracts.
Yeah, worst contract. So bad.
I think
just done.
For anyone who ever wanted guaranteed contracts moving forward, I think you can thank Deshaun Watson for why you're not going to get one.
You're not going to get one.
Not to say that he hasn't tried. I think just the situation is just not it. It's not what it is, right?
So
he had a good
game?
team in Houston. He had a great receiver in Houston. He had a running game in Houston. He had what I would consider a competent coach in Houston. He had a great defense in Houston, and he had an easier conference in Houston. Cleveland is a completely different story. I like Kevin Stefanski. I want to put that out there. I think Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. They've had a history of decent running games, of not good running games.
They have a good defense.
Decent defense. The good decent defense and not good defense. But that division is hard. That division is one of the hardest divisions in football. And so
it is.
I don't necessarily think it's just a Deshaun Watson problem. I want to make that clear. But he hasn't helped the situation.
He has not.
My 2 cents.
And a couple of things fantasy-wise. Nick Chubb is going to be evaluated this week. He might be back soon, so that's a big boost for their running game in Cleveland. So maybe that could help turn things around. And then for the Raiders, it looks like Devontae Adams was held out of practice with a hamstring injury. So he might, when you get a hamstring injury, he wasn't on the injury report yesterday. He's on it today. So that's always a bad thing. I have a feeling that he might not play. And then we're looking at Jacoby Myers is probably a really good pickup, a big plug-and-play guy. He had a good game last week, and albeit in garbage time, he still had a big game. And then I think this week, especially if Devontae Adams doesn't play, Jacoby Myers just a big pickup, big game, big kind of like Juwan Jennings type of impact where you're going to get, he's going to get a bunch of targets, could have a pretty good fantasy day for somebody in their flex if they want to plug and play.